Hey, what's up, YouTube? 559 Auto Sax here, and I'm going to be giving you guys my first Yu-Gi-Oh video. And what it is it's going to be a deck profile on one of my favorite archetypes, which are Gimmick Puppets. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. So, as most Gimmick Puppet players know, you have to run the triple Jury Doll. This is pretty much going to be your core Gimmick Puppet as far as getting out those rank 8s really fast, really simply with her effect. Just banish another one in the grave, special summon her from the grave, boom, instant level 8, and hopefully with this next card, you'll have 2, and then you start you pretty much start the beatdown. Triple Gimmick Puppet Magnedoll is pretty much Cyber Dragon for the deck. If your opponent controls a monster, you don't control any except Gimmick Puppets, you can special summon it from your hand. So the ideal situation is use Drury Doll, use Magnet Doll, get number 40. The next triple is going to be a triple Egghead. I've had a couple people question me about this, but I feel that with its burn ability and its level 8 ability, I think that it works really well with the deck. It's a generic level 4. I mean, if I need to go into like Gear Gigant X or something like that, he's a level 4 that's there. And of course, if I just need to dump out a Gimmick Puppet for something, he's there too. So the next triple is going to be Gimmick Puppet Destroy. And this is the new Gimmick Puppet from Primal Origin. Very, very good card. I mean, summon it, activate its effect, destroy itself, special summon 2 level 8 Gimmick Puppets from your hand. And, I mean, come on. If you're in a tight situation, you need number 40. They have a strong XCs. You need number 15 to go ahead and take care of that. This is how you're going to get that out. Now for the single, we're going to be running 1 Scissor Arms. This is just to dump out Jury Doll into the graveyard to go ahead and get her effect off if I need it. So that's pretty much Scissor Arms' only purpose. And let's see here. And then we're going to be running 1 Humpty Dumpty. This card is good when the situation requires it. I primarily use him to get out this card. So that would be Gimmick Puppet Shadow Feeler. Probably one of the most creepy looking Gimmick Puppets out of the entire archetype. Looks like the Human Centipede. Freaks me out a little bit, but it's still a good card nonetheless. As you can see, it cannot be destroyed by battle, so just in that in itself, it's already a great card. It's a defensive wall if you need it, and it's a level 8, so you can always go for those rank 8s. The next one is going to be 1 Twilight Joker. This is just in case something gets destroyed, whether it be Dark Hole, Bottomless wouldn't work, just a regular Trap Hole, anything like that. Twilight Joker is what's going to make sure you have a monster on the field either to protect yourself or to still make sure that you have something to go for that level 8 or rank 8. Now for the final Gimmick Puppet, it's going to be 1 Gear Changer. It's a good card, matches any Gimmick Puppet's level, typically, level 8, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the Gimmick Puppets. Now for the non-Gimmick Puppet monsters, I'm going to be running 2 Gear Spring Spirit, very good card. If all the monsters in your graveyard are machines, special summon it. It's a level 8, its effect. Make one of your opponent's monsters attack go to 0, and then just go ahead and run over it. I mean, why wouldn't you want this card in a Gimmick Puppet deck? It works very well, very well. I mean, even if they have some crazy strong monster, just knock it down to 0, attack. Sure, they only take 100 damage, but hey, you got it out of the way. Next up is the double Mystic Tomato. Now I know this kind of counteracts the machine, kind of presence of the Gear Spring Spirit, but Mystic Tomato is really good for getting out Jury Doll, for getting out Magnet Doll, really for getting out most any Gimmick Puppet that I need at the moment. Just go ahead and get those out immediately. Alright, now this last machine I've had a few questions about, but it works really well. And it's going to be 1 Jinzo. As you know, Gimmick Puppets aren't the strongest in the world. Jinzo locks down the traps, and it's a 24 beater. I mean, what else can I say? So that wraps it up for the monsters, you guys. Next up, we have the triple trade-in for draw power. Pretty obvious. Double MST. I mean, staple for most decks. I mean, back row is bad. And then we got the double Junk Puppet. Basically a Monster Reborn for Gimmick Puppets. Only downside, you can only use 1 per turn, but hey, that's really all you need. Then I will run 1 Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. Extremely good rank up card for this deck. If I need to go into 40, put a string counter and everything, chaos him, just blows up the field immediately. Next up is going to be Gimp Puppet Ritual. So if you have 2,000 or less life points in your opponent, activate this. Special summon 2 level 8 Gimmick Puppets from your grave, and, boom, you got your instant rank 8. You can start making your comeback. So next up is a staples. It's going to be 1 Dark Hole and 1 Book of Moon. So that wraps up the spell cards for that. And finally, for the traps, I am running Jinzo, so I'm not too trap heavy. I think I only have about 6 or 7. So we're going to start with Number Wall. Now, a lot of people don't run this, but I've been in situations where they've tried to do a lot of things to those numbers, number 15, number 40, and Number Wall just stops them dead in their tracks. If they already use their MSTs or don't have another way to pop this card, it pretty much makes your numbers unbeatable. 1 Fiendish Chain, just for those effect monsters. 1 Mirror Force. 1 D Prison, 1 Impenetrable Attack. This is a good card. It's kind of like Forbidden Lance, except for the no plus 800 or minus 800. I can't remember the effect. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, and 1 Solemn. So that wraps up the trap lineup as far as the deck goes. So that's it for the main deck. And now let's get to the extra deck, which is the heart and soul of this deck. So we're going to go ahead and start with the big beaters of the deck. It's going to be triple, number 40, Gimmick Puppet of Strings. Pretty much your primary beat stick of the game. You detach 1, get a string count on everything except himself, and if you can either chaos him and instantly blow everything up, or just wait until your opponent's next end phase and destroy all of them anyways. So, and he's a 3000 beater, so he really gets out a lot very, very well. Running double, number 15. Great for getting out threats. You got that honor arc. You have Exiton Knight. You got something that crazy that you just need to get over. This right here, and it burns a lot of damage. 1 Gimmick Puppet Leo. I only have him. I mean, he's a 32 beater, which is fine, but his win condition really helps. I haven't used him because I haven't had to yet, but it's good to have him just in case. Now for the chaos, we're gonna go 2 C15 Gimmick Puppet Giant Hunter. Very good card. Destroy 1, burn. I mean, this card right here can get game 9 times out of 10 with just its effect. Okay, next is going to be 1 C40 Dark Strings, 33 beater. And like I said before, if you activate his other effect, detach 1, put a string counter on everything, and then go ahead and destroy everything on the field. 1 Gimmick Puppet Disaster Leo, 35 beater. Now, the only real reason I run him in the deck is just in case my opponent has dealt 2,000 or more life points, or if I have to set a spell card and, it kind of stops my Gimmick Puppet Leo's effect because I need to have a clear back row. So this really helps if I need it. But like I said, I haven't used him yet because the need has not arisen. And for the final extra deck card, it's going to be 1 Girgan X. This is an extremely good card. He gets out fairly easily. Detach 1. And let's see here. Go ahead and add 1 level 4 or lower machine type from your deck or graveyard to the hand. So typically you're going to go with either Destroy if you have the right hand, or you're going to go with Scissor Arms to dump out your Jury Doll. So that's pretty much the long and short of the extra deck, why I chose the cards. If you guys have any recommendations for me as to maybe additions, subtractions, it is a 40 card main deck. So if you have any suggestions on maybe cards you think I should add or subtract, or anything like that, just please go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment sections below. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and get to that, and we'll definitely make sure that we get that all taken care of. I am pretty confident with this deck. I think it runs really well. I mean, you draw what you need to. You have trading for the draw power, and I'm pretty happy with it. So, alright YouTube, this is 559 Alto Sax, and if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to talk, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I'll be having a lot of other videos, Yu-Gi-Oh videos on there very, very soon. So, alright you guys, thank you, and have a great day, night, or whenever you're watching the video. Thanks guys.